Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm live again today for the Nutrition Month. So, I'm live on Instagram as well as Facebook. And that's why if you see me looking somewhere else, I'm looking at my screen, I still have to adjust my phone and laptop in the same alignment. So, I could just see at one place and then, you're like, okay, I'm looking at you. So, today, we are going to talk about another confusing topic. Yesterday, we talked about calorie counting, and calorie counting is a topic which will stress a lot of people out because they don't know how many calories they should be eating, right? And today, we're going to talk about portion control, and portion control is extremely important, not just for weight loss, but also for maintaining health, right? And you need to know your portion sizes because it's not always about, losing weight, but sometimes you're not getting inadequate protein, right? And one of the questions that I was asked on one of the live streams is that vegetarians, do they get enough protein? The problem is not with enough protein availability or the availability of protein in vegetarian or vegan foods. It's the problem about not understanding how much portion to take care of. It's the problem of not having a basic understanding of the macronutrients, right? Not having a basic understanding of what constitutes as protein and how much exactly should you add. So this is one of the reasons why today we are going to discuss all about portion sizes, right? And again, in today's world, if you look at restaurant eating, right, the portion sizes have changed considerably over the years, and everything in North America is supersized, right? If you order a takeout, especially in US, right, even as compared to Canada has, I won't say they have modest portions. Canada has huge food portions, right? But when it comes to the US, the food sizing is to another level, right? Everything's supersized, and it is not meant for one person. So you have to understand that if you're getting a takeout of noodles, or you're getting some fried rice, or you're getting the burger with fries and all, it is a huge portion. You're probably eating everything that you require for the day, right, in terms of the calories. And in terms of the portion sizing, you are eating all of the wrong portions. So that is what I'm going to talk about. So one of the simplest ways, right, one of the extremely simple ways that you can understand portion sizing is by using the hand guide to portion sizing, right? So why do we talk about hand portion sizes? Because everybody's hands are going to correspond to their own body, and they are going to be precise for your unique requirements, right? If we talk about half a cup or one quarter cup, or a certain plate sizing, it may differ from different individuals, because your body size is not going to match your you know um, half a cup, right? Everybody's like, it's so this is the easiest way you can individualize using your own hands, right? So that's one of the easiest ways to individualize portion sizes, and it is going to correspond to it. And one thing about, in Ayurveda, we call quantity or portions as matra, right? So matra, or the quantity of food that you eat, should always be according to your digestive capacity, right? If you're supersizing foods, or even certain things which are, you think they're light, an example is popcorn, right? If you end up eating a whole bag of popcorn, it is still going to be heavier for you, right? So even if you take lighter foods like puff grains and eat huge quantities of it, by the nature of the quantity, they will turn heavy. So this is just one tip I wanted to give. So let's talk about portion sizing, how to understand your diet in terms of portion control without really having to do any calorie counting, right? So this is simple. We are not looking at counting calories. We are just basically using our hands, right? And it is the best way to customize your foods using your own hands, right? And now a few things I'm going to talk about, but that does not mean you should have just one portion of it, right? This will again have a little bit of variation for different individuals, but this is simply how you understand. If you take your hand, I want to make sure, or maybe I'll use this one so I can see both the screens. So if this is your hand, right, this is the palm size. So this should be technically the size of your protein. If you're looking at any kind of dense protein like chicken or fish, this will be about 3 ounces of it. So any chicken, any fish, any tofu, if you're a vegetarian, any tempeh, right? So if you're looking at vegetarian proteins like beans and stuff, this would be the size, right? So having a palm size piece of like a dense protein, or you could go for, tofu if you're a vegetarian, but that is approximately how much protein you should be consuming, according to your body size. This is roughly 3 ounces, right? So when we look at the thumb now, right? So the thumb is nearly going to be equivalent to 2 tablespoons. So if you're looking at 2 tablespoons, it could be used for nut butters, it could be used for seeds. Again, nut butters and seeds are calorie dense, right? Whether you're going for, almond butter or peanut butter or any kind of nut butters to increase your protein intake, you have to understand they're also calorie dense. They are rich sources of fat as well. So this would be their protein plus fat. So this would be the thumb size, right? Understanding the thumb size. When it comes to saturated fat, right, you can either use the tip of the finger. So that's 1 serving, right? This is 1 teaspoon. This is going to be 2 tablespoons. The top of the thumb is going to be 1 tablespoon. The whole thumb is going to be 2 tablespoons, right? Finger wise, this is going to be 1 teaspoon. So if you want to measure anything in 1 teaspoon, like if you want to add some olive oil or you want to add some ghee. Now, I'm not saying everybody should have just 1 teaspoon of olive oil or 1 teaspoon ghee. Again, this will vary depending on you, but this is a rough average of how you should understand how much you should be eating, right? So this is typically for saturated fats, right? This is how you can measure. So if you're taking two of these, so that would be like 2 teaspoons, right? So whether it's oils, whether it's butter, whether it's ghee, that would be the portion. The thumb is going to be 2 tablespoons. So this is how we use the palm, right? Now again, when it comes to nuts or dried fruit, right, this is the portion. So if you cup your hand, and if you see the cupped hand, that is the portion for, dried fruit or any kind of nuts, right? So in the cupped hand, just whatever fits here. Do not eat nuts by the bag, right? That is wrong portion sizing. I'm just gonna say a quick hi to a few people who have joined me on Instagram. If you are on Facebook, just say a quick hi. If you have any questions, you can ask me the questions, and also feel free to share this video with any of your friends whom you know they're struggling with portion sizing, right? So this is roughly 1 ounce, and we use these measurements of ounces still in Canada, so that's one of the reasons why I'm using it. Now, when it comes to fist, right? So when it comes to fist, the whole fist is going to be either you can use, this is going to be 1 cup, right? So if you look at the fist, that's 1 cup is the measurement, and 1 cup you can use for any kind of fruits, you can use for raw or cooked non-starchy vegetables, right? And if you're looking at half a fist, that is going to be half a cup. So you can use for starchy vegetables, you can go use for cooked grain, you can use for pasta, right? So this is typically for one portion, like, or one, lunch or dinner. Typically most people, most women, 3 ounces of protein is sufficient for a man, especially, or if you're an athlete or if you're doing a special training program, the portions will change. In North America, men usually have twice the amount. They'll go for 6 ounces of any kind of meat, right? But if you're working out in construction, if you're doing heavy physical work, that is the quantity you should eat. If you are not doing a lot of physical work, you do not need excess protein, right? So this is the simple hand portion control method, or hand portion control. So this will tell you how much you can eat in one meal, and this is a very rough measurement. Again, it's individualized to you, but again, there could be some variations, right? So I'm just giving you a heads up about the variations, but just going over everything. I know a few people have joined me. So this is your hand, this is the palm. 3 ounces for proteins. You can also use it for complex carbs, sweet potatoes, or even grains, right? This could be like 3 ounces. Um, Finger tip, that's going to be 1 teaspoon. You're measuring your fats, oils, butter, ghee. 2 tablespoon is the whole thumb you're using for nut butters, nuts, right? Cupped hands you're using for nuts, seeds, and dried fruit. And then fist you're going to use for fruits, you're going to use for raw and cooked vegetables, non-starchy grains. And half a fist is just going to be this part you're going to use for anything starchy vegetables, you're going to use for starchy um, foods like cooked grains, you're going to use for pasta. So this is a simple way to make sure you have enough food on the plate, but not too much. And this is where I'm going to end today's discussion. If you have any questions, you can post them in the comment section. I'm doing Facebook Lives every single day for Nutrition Month. And if there is a topic regarding nutrition that you are confused, you're not sure what's going on, or you're not sure that, okay, this is a topic where I require more information, right? You can post it in the comments, and I'll make sure I include it as a part of my lives during these 30 days. Every single day, except for Wednesdays, I'm going to be live at 9 o'clock. On Wednesdays, I'll be live at my usual time, noon, which is a little bit longer session, about half an hour. The other ones are going to be a bit shorter, maybe 10 minutes or something, but really interesting topics, right? I'm also launching my cleanse, or my Ayurvedic reset, which is a whole food cleanse. It's not a fad diet, it's a one of the best ways to transition into spring. So I'm going to launch it tomorrow. So I'll be sharing more information about that. We will start on 4th of April. That's after the New Year, Indian New Year, or Gudi Padwa, Maharashtrian New Year. So that's when we're going to start. So I would love for you to join it as well. If you're interested, all the details you'll be having are by tomorrow. So thank you all for watching live. Have a happy Sunday. Make sure you watch these videos and you apply some of the tips and strategies that I'm talking about, and make sure you make 2022 the healthiest year, right? And make sure you take at least baby steps towards improving your nutrition. Like watching is good, but make sure you're implementing, right? So thank you once again. Have a fantastic Sunday, and I will see